If you're ever interviewing somebody on video, it's always best if they're as comfortable as possible. That way you're going to get the best responses, the most spontaneous, and the most honest responses. So it's really great to have people feel comfortable. And here are my tips for making people feel comfortable on video. The first thing we do is make sure we all agree on what we're going to talk about. Unless you're frontline or 60 minutes, there are no gotchas here. We'll prepare an interview outline, which includes the questions you're going to ask the person and their responses in bullet form, so they know ahead of time what you're going to talk about, the order you're going to talk about, and what they're going to say. So there's a great deal of comfort that comes from that. And talk about that ahead of time. Don't just put the questions together and the answers. Make sure you talk about it ahead of time. So again, there's more of that element of comfort with the content. Again, no surprises. The day of the interview, I always ask the person, once they're sat down and mic'd up and lit up, the first thing is to go to the bathroom. And I can't tell you how many times I've sat somebody down preparing for an hour-long interview and they have to jump up and use the bathroom. So it's a very personal question, but definitely ask that. Number two, I make sure that there's plenty of water close by. You're going to want to, your subject is going to want to drink more than they think they will, and they should always drink even if they don't feel thirsty. Besides the fact that it makes them more comfortable, it also kind of lubricates the inside of their mouth so the words come out a little bit easier. So always have water available. And if your interview subject is a female, make sure they have a straw in that bottle because otherwise they have to put the bottle up against their lips and there may be lipstick there. So make sure there's a straw there. I ask a lot of warm-up questions, and some of those might be as benign as, what did you have for breakfast? Talk to me about your most recent vacation, or where did you get that awesome belt? They're very lightweight, they're very comforting, they're very familiar, there's no risk, and it gets people into the habit now of talking with the camera on and with an interviewer asking them these questions. One trick I use sometimes is I will literally tape over the red light. There's this condition that occurs when the red light goes on and people freeze, like, you know, the proverbial deer in the headlights. So you may want to consider just taping over that red light. Takes away one more element of discomfort. People are good for about an hour. So when you plan your interview, don't plan on going over an hour. After that, people can sometimes, they get tired. They can get snippy. They can start tripping over their responses. So plan on limiting your interview to about an hour. More than that, I think, is asking too much. And probably finally, almost always, I will offer my interview subjects a chance to review the content cut. And that's just the clips that I want to use in the order that I want to use them to the duration I want, which might be 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 5 minutes. Now, they don't have editorial control, but it does give the interview subject know that they do have some say in how they are portrayed, that it's honest and it's fair and it's accurate. And that can also add an extra level of comfort for an interview subject.